This has been the most traumatizing experience of our lives. Our life as we knew it is done. We are grieving what we had. All of our plans, all of our dreams, all of our ideas, all of our projects. For Tim, it's done. He's canceled, even if he's exonerated.
Melissa Gilbert has long been a beloved figure in television, but behind the scenes, her personal life has drawn curiosity and speculation. Who is the man by her side? And what is the true story of their relationship? The answer goes beyond headlines, revealing unexpected twists and heartfelt moments few fans know about. From public appearances to private struggles, Melissa's husband plays a significant role in her life story. In this video, we'll peel back the layers to explore his background, their journey together, and the realities that have shaped their bond. A turning point in Melissa's personal life. By the time Melissa Gilbert entered her current marriage, she was no longer the young actress whose personal decisions unfolded under the constant glare of Hollywood. She had already spent decades navigating fame, motherhood, career changes, and the emotional consequences of relationships that did not last. This stage of her life represented something different, an opportunity to build a partnership based less on public expectations and more on the life she genuinely wanted. Melissa had grown up in an industry where personal and professional boundaries were often difficult to maintain. From childhood, audiences felt connected to her because they had watched her mature on television. That familiarity also meant that major events in her private life frequently became entertainment news. Her romances, marriages, separations, and family experiences were often discussed by people who knew only fragments of the complete story. Over time, those experiences changed Melissa's priorities. Success was no longer measured only through acting roles, awards, or public attention. Stability, emotional honesty, family, and a peaceful home gradually became more important. Rather than attempting to maintain a perfect Hollywood image, she began speaking more openly about the complicated realities of her life, including the mistakes and difficult decisions that had shaped her. Her current marriage arrived during this more reflective stage. Melissa had already experienced the responsibilities of raising children and balancing family life with an unpredictable entertainment career. She understood that lasting companionship required more than attraction or excitement. It demanded patience, communication, shared responsibilities, and the willingness to adapt as both partners changed. This maturity also affected how she approached public attention. Instead of allowing the marriage to become a constant media spectacle, Melissa began protecting the quieter parts of her personal life. She still shared meaningful moments with fans, but the relationship itself was not built around publicity. The couple's most important experiences often happened away from red carpets, interviews, and cameras. Another important change was Melissa's growing desire for a life beyond Hollywood. She increasingly valued ordinary routines, creative freedom, family gatherings, and a home environment that felt authentic rather than glamorous. This shift did not mean abandoning her career. Instead, it reflected an effort to create balance after spending much of her life in an industry that demanded constant visibility. Her outlook on partnership had also become more realistic. Melissa was not entering marriage with the belief that love would eliminate every difficulty. She understood that careers could become uncertain, health could change, families could require greater attention, and past experiences could continue affecting the present. What mattered was having someone willing to face those realities beside her. For Melissa, this chapter became less about presenting a flawless romance and more about creating a dependable partnership. It reflected the lessons she had gathered through years of personal change and emotional growth. Her marriage became part of a broader transformation in which she began choosing peace, privacy, and meaningful connection over the pressures that had followed her since childhood. Understanding this turning point is important because Melissa's present life did not emerge in isolation. It was shaped by everything that came before it, the relationships that challenged her, the family she built, and the lessons she carried forward. To understand why this marriage felt different, we first need to examine the romantic history that helped shape her expectations of love and commitment. Melissa Gilbert's past relationships. Melissa Gilbert's romantic history has, I guess, some notable chapters that helped shape her whole personal story. Before her current marriage, she was married 2 times already, and each time seemed to leave its own sort of visible imprint on her life. Those earlier unions, even if they were not forever, still give a clearer view into her path toward lasting companionship, plus the lessons learned in the process. First, there was her engagement to Rob Lowe. That one was short, but it still felt pretty significant. They met and made it official early in both of their careers, so it was right at the start when everything was moving fast. Even though it ended quickly, it really highlighted the rough parts of young love, especially in a very high-profile industry. The intensity of early stardom, together with her own personal growth, made their relationship seem very passionate yet fragile, like it could break with any change in the spotlight. After that, Melissa married Bo Brinkman in the late 1980s. That marriage lasted longer and kind of changed the feel of her day-to-day life, include the birth of her first child. Over those years, they were sort of blending family duties with Melissa's still evolving career. Still, even with all that, the marriage eventually ended, and it shows the real complications a lot of couples run into when they are trying to juggle work and home. Those earlier chapters shaped the way Melissa thinks about relationships. They taught her about commitment, compatibility, and resilience. Every partnership seemed to show her something different about love, like what helps, what fails, and what really matters if you want a lasting connection. And her choice to talk about some of these lessons publicly gives fans a clearer look at how she grew over time. Melissa's relationships also kind of unfolded under public scrutiny, sometimes steering the narrative toward her instead of letting it be shaped by her. Managing privacy while she's in the limelight was this ongoing balancing act. Those shifts between marriages left emotional traces. They kind of lingered and quietly nudged her toward the next chapter. If we look at these earlier relationships, it becomes easier to see why her current marriage matters so much. It shows a pattern of perseverance and hope, revealing someone who's committed to finding a real, meaningful partnership even after setbacks. That background adds extra layers when we try to understand her present life. Her romantic past wasn't just a mix of success and heartbreak, it also included self-discovery. Those years helped define her priorities and what she truly wanted in a life partner. Watching how she evolved, step by step, helps explain the choices she made later on. The whole journey through former relationships sets the scene for introducing Melissa's current husband. His part fits into this wider arc of growth, healing, and new beginnings. And now the spotlight, well, shifts to who he is and what makes their bond feel distinct from what came before. As we shift our attention to Melissa's husband, it becomes important to understand his roots and the person Melissa chose to stand beside. Who is Melissa's husband? Melissa Gilbert's husband is Timothy Busfield, an accomplished actor and director known for both his television and stage work. Born in 1957, Busfield has built a solid reputation in Hollywood, recognized for roles in series such as 30-something and The West Wing. His career reflects versatility and dedication, making him a respected figure in the entertainment industry. Beyond his professional life, Timothy Busfield's personal qualities have distinguished him as a steady and supportive partner. Colleagues and friends often describe him as grounded, compassionate, and thoughtful, traits that resonate deeply in his marriage to Melissa. This combination of talent and character has forged a strong foundation between them. Busfield's involvement in theater and television production also speaks to his creative spirit and willingness to explore different facets of storytelling. His experiences behind the camera and on stage add depth to his artistic perspective, enriching his personal and professional interactions. This multifaceted approach to his craft parallels the dynamic nature of his relationship with Melissa. Their shared commitment to the arts and understanding of the demands of show business create a natural common ground. Both have had to navigate public attention and the pressures that come with it, developing empathy for one another's challenges. This mutual understanding fosters a partnership built on respect and shared values. Timothy Busfield's background includes philanthropic endeavors and leadership roles within creative communities. He has used his platform to support various causes, emphasizing social responsibility alongside his career. This aspect of his life adds another dimension to his public and private persona. The couple's interactions in interviews and public appearances showcase warmth and genuine affection. Unlike some celebrity relationships, theirs appears grounded in friendship as much as love, with frequent references to mutual support and laughter. This depth of connection resonates with fans who appreciate authenticity over glamour. Busfield's relationship with Melissa began several years before they officially married, allowing a gradual building of trust and understanding. This slower pace contrasted with some of Melissa's previous experiences and contributed to a more stable partnership. Their decision to marry reflected a readiness shaped by time and shared experiences. Identifying Timothy Busfield as Melissa Gilbert's husband reveals a man who complements her both personally and professionally. Their connection transcends superficial celebrity narratives, highlighting a partnership enriched by shared passions and respect. This understanding invites a closer examination of how their relationship began and blossomed. Another important part of Timothy's identity is his experience as a father and family man. Having children from previous relationships gave him a practical understanding of parenthood, responsibility, and the complexities of blended families. This experience helped him approach his marriage to Melissa with patience and maturity, particularly as they worked to unite their families while respecting the relationships and histories each person brought into the household. Timothy has also been open about valuing a quieter and more meaningful life away from Hollywood's constant spotlight. Together, he and Melissa have embraced periods of rural living, home renovation, gardening, and community involvement. These shared experiences have allowed them to focus on companionship rather than celebrity, strengthening their bond through ordinary routines, creative projects, and the simple pleasure of building a comfortable life together. Knowing who he is sets the stage for exploring how they came together, a story marked by timing, chance, and heartfelt choices. Their meeting would prove to be the next significant chapter in both their lives. How they met and fell in love. Melissa Gilbert and Timothy Busfield's story sort of started during all those busy acting years where timing and this kind of luck really seemed to matter more than you'd think. They first bumped into each other in the early 1990s in that tight Hollywood circle, and at the beginning it was more like a mutual nod, mutual respect for each other's craft, and then quietly a friendship that just kept going. It wasn't, an instant romance thing, more like a gradual bond that formed through shared experiences and the same basic values, even if they didn't call it anything at first. Over time, their relationship deepened because they were there for each other through personal and professional hurdles in a steady way. Melissa, after having other relationships and after raising a child, seemed to find in Timothy a kind of stability and everyday companionship. And on his side, Timothy valued Melissa's resilience, her warmth, and those traits brought them closer, beyond just surface attraction. One of the defining moments in their early relationship was how they could balance busy careers, while still nurturing this kind of private, authentic bond that didn't need an audience. Both actors knew what comes with public life, and also what it means to trust, when there is always scrutiny all around. That shared understanding helped them stay grounded and sort of centered on what really mattered, not the noise, but each other. Their love story didn't really lean on these grand, sweeping gestures. Instead, it grew through everyday acts of care and simple kindness, like when they showed up at industry events together, or when they quietly offered support behind the scenes. Their connection kept moving forward because it was reliable and full of respect. It was understated, almost calm, and somehow it helped the relationship endure all the trials of fame and distance, too. For Melissa and Timothy, the timing felt like a real advantage. They came together after their previous experiences, and that meant they entered the relationship with maturity and with this clearer sense of what they wanted. Both seemed ready to invest emotionally in a way that aimed for long-term happiness, more than chasing fleeting romance, They also found some joy in blending their families, and then kind of creating a supportive home environment. Timothy became this really positive presence not only for Melissa, but also for her children, showing dedication and also patience. This family integration further solidified their relationship, and it really highlighted their shared commitment, sort of in a quiet but strong way. Throughout the years before marriage, they managed the complexities of life with humor and grace. Their shared values, along with open communication, made a foundation where they could grow both as individuals and as a couple. And yeah, it was a relationship that felt more like partnership than only passion, even when things got busy or messy. Their marriage in 2013 celebrated more than a romantic union. It was like the culmination of years of friendship, trust, and shared growth. It marked a new chapter, rooted in a deep understanding of each other's lives and their aspirations too. Together, they embodied a mature, lasting love story that resonated with fans long after the day itself. The way Melissa and Timothy found each other reminds us that love often arrives quietly, shaped by patience and mutual respect, rather than sudden sparks alone. Yet, even the strongest relationships face challenges, some visible to the public eye, and others lived in private moments. Challenges they've faced together. Every lasting relationship encounters obstacles, and Melissa Gilbert and Timothy Busfield's marriage is no exception. Their journey has included moments of hardship, both personal and professional, which have tested their bond but also reinforced it. Navigating these challenges side by side has become a defining feature of their partnership. One significant hurdle was dealing with health concerns that affected Melissa personally, including her battle with rheumatoid arthritis. Managing a chronic illness brought added stress to their lives, requiring Timothy to step into a caregiver role at times. His unwavering support during these difficulties demonstrated the depth of their commitment. Career fluctuations also presented challenges. Both Melissa and Timothy work in creative fields that can be unpredictable and demanding. Balancing auditions, projects, and family commitments meant adjusting expectations and prioritizing their relationship amid busy schedules. This juggling act demanded flexibility and mutual understanding. Public scrutiny, a constant companion for celebrities, sometimes created pressures not easily escaped. The couple faced rumors and speculation about their private life, which they chose to handle with discretion and grace. Protecting their personal space became a shared priority, helping them maintain stability. Additionally, blending families and co-parenting introduced its own complexities. As Melissa brought children from previous relationships, Timothy embraced the role of stepfather with patience and love. This dynamic required empathy and communication to ensure all family members felt respected and supported. They also confronted the emotional toll that past relationship experiences left behind. Both entered their union carrying lessons and, at times, scars from previous heartbreaks. Working through those emotional residues was essential to building trust and openness in their marriage. Despite these obstacles, Melissa and Timothy often emphasize the importance of humor and positivity in overcoming difficulties. Their ability to find laughter in challenging moments speaks to a shared resilience and a refusal to let adversity define them. This attitude has strengthened their connection over time. Their partnership illustrates that challenges in marriage are not signs of failure but opportunities for growth and deeper intimacy. Facing hardships with honesty and teamwork reshaped their relationship into one grounded in authenticity and support. This growth makes their story all the more inspiring. Through it all, Melissa Gilbert and Timothy Busfield demonstrate that enduring love thrives not despite challenges, but often because of them. Their resilience and mutual care continue to shape a partnership that grows stronger with each passing year. Relocating and building a quieter life together also required major adjustments. After years spent in entertainment-centered environments, Melissa and Timothy chose a more grounded lifestyle away from the constant demands of Hollywood. Adapting to a slower pace, maintaining their home, and redefining their daily routines challenged them to work as a team in entirely new ways. they have also had to support each other through loss, aging, and changing family responsibilities. These deeply personal transitions brought moments of uncertainty and reflection, reminding them that marriage requires continuous effort rather than a single promise. By remaining emotionally present and willing to communicate, they transformed difficult seasons into opportunities to appreciate their time together. Their willingness to weather storms together contrasts with many public perceptions, leading us to consider how their relationship has been seen by others versus the reality they live every day. Public perception versus reality. Melissa Gilbert and Timothy Busfield's marriage has often been watched through that celebrity culture kind of lens, the one that can feel kind of warped or too bright. The public and the media tend to chop relationships down into quick little sound bites or straight gossip, even if it makes things a bit off. But the truth of their partnership is way more layered than that. It's not all spectacle. It's more like real devotion and mutual, slow growth going on underneath everything. One thing people seem to assume a lot is that celebrity romances are either flawless or fully doomed, like there's no middle space at all. For Melissa and Timothy, though, neither of those extremes seems to fit. Their marriage, built with steady commitment and intimacy that keeps shifting over time, with hardships and bright winds, quietly managed away from the spotlight, so it doesn't look dramatic from the outside. Media portrayals sometimes latch onto milestones like their marriage or those health struggles, but they rarely show the smaller daily acts that keep things steady. In other words, their bond is sustained by little routines, mutual adjustments, and quiet care, though it often gets flattened into headline moments. That layered reality just doesn't fit neatly into the brief flashes the public ends up seeing. Fans who know Melissa's early career might think she met Timothy back in her Little House on the Prairie era, but the truth is it took shape later, during the more adult phases of their lives. That shift removed a good chunk of the naivete people expect from star-crossed young lovers, and it replaced it with something more durable, respect and friendship that grew over time. The two have stayed selective with appearances and interviews, like they keep choosing privacy first. Because of that, speculation shows up in public forums, along with a few misunderstandings here and there. Even so, their silence usually isn't about distance. It's more like a protective instinct, a way to guard their relationship from extra external pressures that don't really help anyone. Social media discussions often show this blend of admiration and curiosity, but then there's also misinformation about their life together. Like, rumors pop up and suddenly everyone acts like they know, yet the actual details can get twisted. Myths and assumptions end up kind of covering the real picture of who they are as partners. And it matters to notice how personal narratives can get lost or changed in some small ways, while all that celebrity noise keeps rolling. Even so, Timothy and Melissa have built this sense of a mature, steady partnership through small actions more than flashy declarations. Their warmth in interviews and the way they genuinely interact with fans makes it feel like there's something authentic there, not just curated. Those quick media snapshots can't really hold everything. And honestly, people feel that. To appreciate what's going on, you kinda have to look past what's public and accept the private complexities they handle on their own. Their marriage shows that enduring love can keep growing even if it doesn't get constant public validation. And that shift in focus helps people approach celebrity relationships with a bit more empathy instead of jumping straight to conclusions. Recognizing the gap between perception and reality invites us to see Melissa and Timothy not as characters in a narrative, but as individuals navigating life's ups and downs. This understanding naturally leads us to explore their more private world, how they live beyond the spotlight, their life beyond the spotlight. Away from cameras and flashing lights, Melissa Gilbert and Timothy Busfield cultivate a life rooted in simplicity and shared interests. Their private world is marked by a dedication to family, creativity, and supporting causes close to their hearts. This more intimate side reveals the couple as partners who value connection over celebrity. They have built a home life that blends their artistic passions with relaxation and quality time together. Whether collaborating on creative projects or enjoying quiet evenings, Their relationship thrives in these low-key moments. This balance between work and personal life underscores their commitment to nurturing both selves and partnership. Philanthropy is a significant part of their life beyond fame. Both are involved in charitable activities, often supporting organizations related to health, education, and the arts. Their shared values extend into these efforts, demonstrating a commitment to giving back that strengthens their bond and sense of purpose. Family remains central to their daily lives. Melissa's children from previous relationships are an integral part of the household, and Timothy's role as a stepfather reflects deep care and involvement. Their blended family dynamic reflects modern complexities handled with patience and love. Outdoor activities and hobbies also fill their personal time. Reports highlight their enjoyment of nature, travel, and wellness routines that support Melissa's health needs. These shared interests provide grounding and moments of joy amid demanding careers. Their social circles are composed of close friends and industry peers with whom they maintain long-standing relationships. This network fosters an environment of trust and mutual support, helping them navigate challenges both publicly and privately. It's an extended family that enriches their lives. Maintaining privacy has been a deliberate choice, allowing them to protect their personal space even while living public lives. By limiting exposure, they manage to keep certain parts of their relationship shielded from the noise, preserving authenticity. This boundary setting is essential to their longevity. The couple also shares a desire to mentor younger actors and give back to the entertainment community. By investing in educational programs and workshops, they pass on their knowledge and values to the next generation. This role as guides reflects their maturity and dedication beyond personal success. Their life together, away from the spotlight, reveals a partnership built on trust, shared goals, and respect for privacy. It's a world where love flourishes quietly yet powerfully, reminding us that true connection doesn't always need an audience. This deeper understanding of their private world shapes how we might imagine what the future holds for Melissa Gilbert and Timothy Busfield as their story continues to unfold. What the future holds. As Melissa Gilbert and Timothy Busfield keep moving forward, their future looks pretty solid, like the groundwork they made over years of shared experience. Both of them already have strong careers and that personal tie that feels real, so they step into the coming years with that partnership mindset, built through resilience and understanding maybe, even when it gets messy sometimes. Their relationship seems ready to handle the challenges and also the bright joys that end up in the same road. In recent years, a lot has shifted for both, professionally and personally too. Melissa stays active with acting, but also advocacy, which feels like more than just a side project. Timothy is still exploring directing and producing, while he continues acting as well. And that mutual support stays put, like it doesn't go anywhere. It lets each person chase their own aims, their own small obsessions, without it costing them the real strength of their bond, or whatever you want to call it. Health and wellness still matter a lot, especially when you think about Melissa's long-term battle with rheumatoid arthritis. Somehow, they've worked out a lifestyle that keeps care and movement together, so even with all the pressure from their careers, they're still able to stay in good shape mentally as well as physically. It kind of points to a future where health and happiness stay connected, not just in theory, but in real daily living. Now, the family part is going to keep shaping things too. As their blended family keeps growing, keeping strong bonds with kids and grandchildren should keep bringing that steady joy and closeness. Timothy, in particular, stands out as a devoted stepfather and grandfather, and it shows how seriously they take nurturing family ties, even when life gets busy. And honestly, their charitable work doesn't look like it's slowing down either. They're both still showing up for causes that match their values, and they keep using their public reach to encourage other people and to make things easier for those who need a hand. That kind of giving back adds weight to their days and gives them a sense of purpose that goes past the screen. There's also this kind of mentorship and legacy thread running through their plans, even if it's not always said outright. Supporting younger artists, encouraging new voices in the industry, it all kind of pulls together to shape what comes next in entertainment. And because they bring that combined experience, the guidance they offer is really useful for people just starting out. At the same time, privacy is still important to them. Melissa and Timothy have still shown they're willing to share parts of their journey that might, inspire others. Their story feels like perseverance, real affection, and steady growth, kind of like a quiet proof that an enduring partnership is possible. That openness, it can help fans appreciate things on a deeper level. Looking ahead, it feels like their marriage will keep adapting as life changes, but they do it with grace. They show how mature love can balance personal ambitions with shared goals, and somehow that creates a space where both people can thrive. Their ongoing path also points to the strength of commitment over time, not just in the easy moments. Ultimately, Melissa Gilbert and Timothy Busfield's future looks bright and full of promise. Their union, built on friendship and respect, really offers a model of love that lasts, both under the spotlight and away from it. Melissa Gilbert and Timothy Busfield's story reminds us that behind every public figure is a nuanced, evolving relationship built on real challenges and triumphs. Their journey is a testament to patience, resilience, and partnership. If you enjoyed this closer look, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more stories that reveal the truth behind the headlines.